Guys, I got a delivery. But you'll have to watch my weekend series to see what's in that box. Okay, let's go have a look at what we did on the second week, first day of Restoration Revival. So I got some epoxy over the 240Z. So I only did as much as what I could do in a day because I didn't want to be cut short on my hours because I had somewhere to go. So I got the back half done. As you can see, this is a different brand epoxy to what I usually use, and it seems to be a bit glossier. So yeah, so next round I'll do inside the engine bay. Now there doesn't seem to be as much corrosion stuff on the engine bay, so I don't have to clean it up as much, which is a good thing because that was an effort. And also got to do up under there. Once I've finished the shell, I've also got to do the whole inside of the car as well. So yeah, I'll do the engine bay next, and then probably the inside of the car. And then after that, I'll epoxy all the removable panels, and then I'll start doing the bodywork. I just needed to get some epoxy on it so it didn't rust, because it's been sitting in bare metal for a fair while. As you can see, if you look closely, so let me get my head out of the way, there is some surface rust. Hang on, I'll go over this side, there's less shadows. There's some surface rust coming on these panels, so yeah, I have to clean that off. I have to get that off before I epoxy it. That's what the effort, that's why it was an effort. So yeah, so tomorrow I think I'll be back on the Statesman again. So tomorrow I think I'll be back on the Statesman again, and Wednesday I have to go to my old place of employment to do some work. Yeah, so Wednesday there probably won't be a video. Maybe I'll do one when I get home, I don't know. Anyway, I'm dribbling shit, so I am going to sign off, and I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Hey guys, so thought I'd do a little recap before I start work on the Statesman this morning. Day 2, week 2. Last bit of work I did on the Statesman was this rear quarter panel, and I was saying how I've already made this panel but didn't make it high enough to cover this rust here. So what I'm going to do, I'll go to my workbench now, is got this corner section I've made up for the quarter panel already, and this back bar here doesn't stretch high enough to cover that rust I just pointed out. So I've got this other piece of metal here which I'm going to weld in to this piece of metal, and then it will cover that piece of rust I just pointed out. So that's what I'm doing today, and it's supposed to be hot again, so soldier through it, I guess. Well, there you go, guys, you barely even know. So you know, there's the weld on the inside. I didn't clean it up as good on the inside because it doesn't matter. So now I should have enough tin to cover that rust. Oh, it's about 10 AM I think, and it's already starting to get hot. Yeah, 20 to 10. Soldier on. So that's about it for the Statesman for the day. It's hot, I've had enough, and it's almost my dinner time. So, I got that in. It's not finished yet, I've still got to flatten it out. It's got a few wobbles in it from welding, which is completely normal. But yeah, that's not bad. I also managed to get... No, you can't see that, can you? It's too dark. Never mind. I welded it up under the other side as well. You take my word for it. So that's that bit done. So, yeah. Next round, as I said, I'll come out and I'll flatten that out so it's ready for filler. And then I'll probably wheel it outside. So, got all these rusty spots along the body line here. I'm guessing it would have had a strip on there which has rusted the metal, so a rubber strip or a chrome strip or something. So yeah, I'll blast those. And this part here, I've already started making the pattern to fix that bit there. So that's it for the Statesman for the day. So I'll see you next time. Hey there guys and girls. It's early because it's going to be hot today, so I thought I'd start a bit early just to get a bit more done while it's still coolish, because I don't want to burn myself out in the heat. So yeah, so we're just heading in the shed. So we're going to get back onto the Statesman, but because it's so early, it's dark in here, isn't it? Hang on, let me go get some lights. Yeah, so we're going to get back into the Statesman, because it's so early, I don't want to be doing any grinding and cutting and all of that, and waking up neighbours and so forth. So I'm going to start pulling the rear end apart and taking some paint off. So that's my first part of the day anyway, and yeah, in an hour or so time people will be up and about, so I'll be able to start making some noise then. Okay guys, I'll see you a bit later. So just thought I'd quickly show you where I'm at with the Statesman. I'm just removing this rear bar, taking the tail lights out, and then I'm going to start removing some paint. Start at the back, work my way forward. I'm only going to probably get this back bit here stripped, because in an hour or so I'm going to start fixing that rust patch which I started the other day. I'm going to start fixing this rust here. So I'm just killing time while it's early and I don't want to make too much noise. I don't want to upset the neighbours, because I don't want to outwear my welcome working out here. 8 AM and that sun's just biting. Just a tip, my Ryobi battery angle grinder, don't leave them unattended with the battery plugged in. So don't go inside, go to bed with the battery plugged into your power tool, because I could smell smoke all of a sudden, and then I looked over and my angle grinder was just blazing up with smoke, and then it just started whizzing away all by itself. So yeah, if I had have left that unattended overnight, that could have burnt my whole shed down. So just a tip for old players, don't leave them plugged in, and time to upgrade to something better than Ryobi, I think. So video note to myself for all the gaps just before I'm about to start pulling it apart. So bonnet, it's reasonably even up there, however it sits high at the back unless you push it down, and then it's right. So that could be worn springs, hinges. Gaps pretty even across front, a little bit wider on the left hand side than right, but not much. Gap is pretty even up the left hand side. Sits a bit high at the front. Gap across the back is reasonably even. Door gaps, front one is good, no protruding, looks good flat. This is left hand side again. That gap looks reasonably good, protrudes a little bit from back to front. This one is quite narrow the whole way. There's a bit of a step right there, but that's okay. And bottom looks good. Top is even the whole way around. Yes, I will be putting this on my YouTube video, because if I don't, I'll end up losing it. If it's on YouTube, at least I've still got it. I've taken the paint off there, as you can see. This gap here is pretty even, however it has a big step from door down to dog leg. And the same, pretty even, bit wide, could come back a bit. And there's a big step down from door to front door to rear door. Again, it could go back, it's a bit narrow, but pretty even the whole way down. Top gaps look okay. There's a bit of a step down from front to back. Okay, that's the door gaps and bonnet gap. The boot was off already, so I'll deal with that when I put it on. I did take it off and remember taking a mental note, and I think it was okay. So yeah, it's getting windy. Yeah, hit 40 degrees today, which is 108 degrees Fahrenheit in American language. So got that bit of rust done, and I have removed the bonnet and front nose cone, nose clip. So next round on the Statesman, I will be tackling this piece of rust here. So obviously the windscreen's been leaking and it's rusted out the corner of the dash there. I may have to remove the crash pad. I'll see how I go. I'll tack it very lightly with the TIG welder, and I'll have a wet rag right on there just so it doesn't get any heat on the dash, and I should be okay if I just go very lightly. Keep the heat out of it. So tomorrow I'll be working on the 240Z. I'll get the engine bay all prepped up and ready for epoxy. I've got some stuff to do tomorrow, so I'll probably only get maybe 4 or 5 hours on it. I'll try and get more, but it is Friday after all. Yeah, so that's it for today. Catch you tomorrow. So I'm a few days behind on recording this last segment of this week 2. It was very, very, very hot on the Friday. I only worked 5 hours, but I started very early. What I got done was, I'm not going to take the bonnet off, but as you can see in the 240Z engine bay, I've covered it all in epoxy primer. That's what I did, and I nearly died because it was so bloody hot. I also did up under the outer skirts of the wheel arches, so that's all in epoxy too. So yeah, this video is going to be out a little bit later than it should be. I'm probably going to be a week behind, but yeah, that happens. You'll get it. It'll come. So yeah, I'm actually working on week 3 as we speak right now. It's halfway through the day, so I want to get back into that, and there will be a video of that as well. So thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe, share, all that crap. I'll see you next week, which is this week.